Welcome back everyone, let's dive right into today's video. We're checking out the Outer Space MPS7 Low Sanity build, newly updated for the 2.0 release. So what exactly does the Outer Space MPS7 do? The Outer Space MPS7 is a submachine gun that has a 30% chance to trigger power surge when you hit a target. Here's the cool part. Once you hit a target affected by power surge 15 times, lightning strikes, dealing shock elemental damage. This hit is 300% of your psi intensity, although it's only 40% against metahumans. After you reload, your power surge trigger chance jumps by 40%, based on the weapon's normal trigger chance, for 6 seconds, and to top it off, you also get a flat 30% boost to your shock elemental damage. For our gear, we're building around the 3-piece treacherous set. This is absolute key for our low sanity build, giving us a big advantage because of our sanity. We're also slotting in a 2-piece shelter set, which is going to significantly boost our elemental damage output. And the crucial piece that ties it all together is, of course, the Mayfly goggles, providing that essential +1 trigger count to really make our ability shine. Now onto our secondary weapon. We're equipping the DE50 Wildfire. This isn't just for damage, its primary role is to reliably apply bullseye to our targets. Once applied, bullseye inflicts a +8% vulnerability on them, which lasts for a significant 12 seconds. This debuff is key for amplifying all of our damage. Next is our Deviant, and for this build our top choice is the Mini Feaster. If you're lucky enough to have the Starfall version of this Deviant, definitely use it for that extra 5% status bonus. It's definitely a great advantage. Now depending on your level Mini Feaster, a Mini Feaster is a key because it continuously follows you, summoning a tentacle near an enemy every 1.5 seconds. These tentacles will smash into enemies, dealing damage. Even better, for every tentacle summoned, your status damage increases by 20%, stacking up to a maximum of 80%. This makes the Mini Feaster an incredible, powerful addition to our setup. Now let's talk about our mods and gear accessories, as these truly elevate this gun's damage output to impressive levels. For our Outer Space mod, we'll be utilising the Power Surge variant of Static Shock. While we do lose 50% duration on our Power Surge with this choice, we gain a significant 20% increase to our Power Surge damage. This trade-off is well worth it. When it comes to your attribute traits, you want to prioritise 2 key stats: Power Surge damage itself and damage on targets currently affected by Power Surge. These traits will maximise the impact of this powerful mod. Next, for our DE50 Wildfire, we're specifically equipping the bullseye variant of the vulnerability amplifier. We're doing this to maximise the duration of bullseye attribute, ensuring our targets remain vulnerable for as long as possible. Okay, so let's go over our gear setup, starting with the 3-piece treacherous set. For the chest piece, we're taking the Ardent Shield Lunar variant, focusing on its elemental and status attributes. Moving on to the legs, we're using the Talent variant of Elemental Resonance, prioritising both elemental and status attributes. And to finish our treacherous set, our gloves will feature status enhancement with the Talent variant, boosting elemental and status attributes to really make this weapon shine. Now, to begin our 2-piece shelter set, we'll focus on the mask. We're adding the Power Surge variant of Thunderclap here. This is a powerful choice. After you trigger Power Surge 20 times, your next hit will summon Celestial Thunder. This deals shock damage equal to 200% of your psi intensity, fully utilising your Power Surge and damage bonuses against targets currently affected by Power Surge. And finally, to complete our 2-piece shelter set, we're equipping the boots. We're going with Rush Hour, specifically the Talent variant. This choice primarily boosts our elemental and status damage, but it's also crucial because it synergizes perfectly with our low sanity build's damage output. To finalise our gear, our key item is the Mayfly Goggles helmet. We're taking the lunar variant of Deviation Expert for these, specifically for that beautiful plus 20% status damage boost. For attributes, we're prioritising elemental and status damage, and since we've chosen the lunar variant, this translates to even more damage for our low sanity build. Okay, let's go over our Cradle setup. We've got 4 main override features we're prioritising here. First up is status enhancement. This one's great because it gives you an extra 15% status damage for 3 seconds whenever you land a hit on a weak spot. Next, we're grabbing Deviant Energy Defense. This feature directly helps out our low sanity build by giving us a shield equal to 30% of our max HP every time we summon our Deviant. And then there's Elemental Sense. Once you deal elemental damage, the corresponding elemental damage you dish out gets a nice boost of plus 25% for 4 seconds. And finally, we're choosing Transient Impact. Whenever you deal power surge damage, your power surge damage increases by plus 2.5% for 6 seconds, and this can stack up to 10 times. For the 4 remaining Cradle slots, I've opted for Anti-Coherence and Anti-Phase, which are crucial for tackling Pro and Nightmare content. The last 2 slots are filled by Rapid Air and Marked Strike. Let's talk about our food and drink buffs. This is where we truly optimise our setup. The 2.0 update brought in 3 distinct classes: Chef, Beastmaster and Gardener, each with its own set of advantages. I've decided to go with the Chef class. It's the only one that lets us have 2 food and 2 drink buffs running at the same time, and I'm really keen to see how much of a damage difference that makes. Let's go over our main food and drink buffs. If you are not playing as the Chef class, the whimsical drink is what you want to run. We gain a 25% status damage bonus. And for our food buff, we're going to be using Surprise Spring Roll, which gives us an increase in our elemental damage between 5 to 15%. And because we're running a low sanity build and our health is below 40%, that means it doubles. For my specific setup, I'm using Mimetic's Advanced Oven and Ice Treat. My food buffs automatically get enhanced. And on top of that, I'm also running a Chefosaurus, which provides an additional buff bonus that scales with its Chefosaurus level. Alright, so if you're not running the Chef class, then this is it. The absolute final step of our build, the melee Kukuri knife. This weapon gives us a massive plus 40% damage bonus right after we land a heavy melee attack. So we're bringing out the sticky ice cube to easily proc this. Okay, so if you are playing as the Chef class, you get a sweet bonus, an extra food and drink buff. For our drink buff, we're grabbing Sparkling Pumpkin Soup. Now, even though it's a soup, it does count as a drink here, and it will give us a 10% boost to our power surge damage. Then for our food buff, it's all about the mixed fried hot dog. This one's fantastic, providing a 20% damage increase against enemies hit with bullseye. Now that we have finished finalising our stats, let's dive into how this build performs in Pro and Nightmare modes, covering both the Chef class and the No class setup. And that wraps up our guide. I really hope I've shown you that whether you're running the Chef class or not, this build will absolutely carry you through Pro and Nightmare content. The Chef class just makes everything a whole lot faster. Seriously, it's like the build's been hitting the gym. If you've enjoyed this guide and want to see what the Chef class does to other builds, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more.